Aloha everyone on YouTube and cyberspace. Thank you for tuning into this video of mine. This is a video review of DX17593 P60 drop-in module, SKU number 17593. And no, that's not the Surefire M2 that you see here. I'm merely using the M2 as a host for this drop-in module. And let's go into detail here. So let's take it apart. I'm going to go real quickly here through the physical construction of this module because it's so similar to any of the other DXtreme modules, so you can go ahead and take a look at my other videos for that. So pretty simple. Orange peel aluminum reflector. There you go. It's a little bit dusty. That's from me taking it apart all the time, so it didn't come that way. But brass pill, and a large spring and a small spring. Pretty darn simple. Like any of the other DXtreme modules, you can unscrew the brass pill from the reflector and adjust the overall length of the assembly to tighten up any bezel gaps on your Surefire 6P or 9P. This little foil that you see around here is something I've been doing lately to try and increase thermal conductivity between the light engine and the body of the flashlight. So there you go. That's all I'm going to say about this. Pretty straightforward. Drop it in. Simple affair. You just slide it in, screw the bezel down, and there you have it. It's a Cree R2 WC emitter, and as you can see, it works well in a Surefire M2. I guarantee you it will also work well in a Surefire 6P. Okay, that's it. That's all I'm going to say. Let's go over to the white wall and do some beam shot comparisons. Okay, here we are at my familiar white wall, and what you're looking at on the left here, here's my laser pointer. What you're looking at here on the left is DXtreme 11836 module hosted by a Surefire 6P, and here on the right is DXtreme 17593 running on high. So this 17593 over here is a single mode ramping 0 to 100% output type of drop-in module. So it's only a single mode. However, that one mode will allow you to pick and select your lumen output from 0 to 100%. So as you can see from this beam shot, 100% is roughly 170, 175 lumens compared to the 11836 on the right over here. Okay, so let me show you the operation of that mode ramping and give you a feel for that. What you need to do in order to ramp through the modes, you need to simply give it a quick flip of my switch there that you see, and once you do that, you can hold the momentary switch down and it'll cycle up and down through its output percentages. And it flashes at the 25% and the 50% marks. Final flash is at 100%. There. Okay, so I'm going to do it again. So there's 25%. There's 50%. And the last one is a 100%. There. So when you take your thumb off the momentary switch, it freezes that point in its operation, and that's the output mode that it remembers. Okay, so in this particular case, I've frozen it at 100%. So once you do that, it behaves more like a single mode flashlight. You can simply turn it on and off, and it'll simply go on and off in 100% output. Okay, so to reset it, give it a quick flip. There you go. And it can ramp up, and I'm going to freeze it there, for example, for some 5 lumens, or even lower than that, really quick. There you go. Okay, now, boom, that little, you can't even see it, the little spot way over there you go. That's probably maybe 1 lumen. Okay, so that's how you operate this module and how you cycle through and up and down the modes. Okay, so let's do a quick comparison between the low modes and show you what that is like compared to some of my lower output flashlights. Okay, so here are 2 of my favorite low lumen output lights. The first one here on the left is an Innova X1 version 2, and the one here in the middle is a Gerber Tempo. So you've seen my other YouTube reviews of these 2 products. This Innova X1 version 2 is probably about maybe 10 or 11 lumens, maybe even more than that. I've never, obviously I've never had it measured. This Gerber Tempo is probably 5, maybe 6 lumens. So on that note, I do have a Phoenix E01 coming in the mail on the way. Yay! Woohoo! I absolutely cannot wait. Okay, so here on the left is the 10 lumens from the Innova X1 version 2. And that little spot over there on the right is the low output from DX17593. what did I say it was? 15793? 17593. And as you can see, the 17593 over here is really faint in its lowest mode. I'm going to guess that's probably a fraction of a lumen, maybe 1 lumen at the most. Okay, so like I showed you before, it's really easy to ramp up. There. And I can ramp up to, I don't know, whatever that is. There you go. That's probably, I don't know, 15 lumens. Okay, and let's repeat the procedure with the 5 lumen Gerber tempo. Okay, so there is the Gerber tempo, maybe 5-6 lumen Gerber tempo on the left that you've seen in my other web review. And this faint little spot right over here again is DX17593. So if this over here is about 5 or 6 lumens, I'll let you guys venture a guess as to how many lumens this faint spot is right over here. So a lot of you, at this point, you're asking yourself, what's the point in having such a dim flashlight? I mean, why not just carry a match? And it's a very legitimate question. You spend all this money for a flashlight and it's barely bright enough to light up your feet. And real scenario for me is when my vision is dilated for night vision. Either I'm out on a night hike with my son, or I'm looking for something in the middle of the night. I want to make a trip to the bathroom or something like that. And I grab my Innova X1 and bam, I'm hit with that. And it's just too bright for me. I mean, this is only, quote-unquote, only 10 lumens here, but for me and my personal vision, that is just too much light, and I'm blinded for a minute or two until my eyes readjust and redilate. So, when I grab a dimmer flashlight, again, my Surefire M2, I can simply light up very gently with maybe 1 lumen of light, like you see here. And that's, a real value, a real asset to me if you're camping or whatever, and and you don't want to just blind yourself in the middle of the night. 1 lumen, 1 or 2 lumens is perfect, and many times it's just right. Of course I can still ramp up, to 5 or so lumens, but it's really not needed, not necessary. So anyhow, that's pretty much that. Let's go outdoors and do an outdoor beam shot review. Okay, so here we are at my familiar courtyard, and I'm going to toggle through from light to light. So there's DX1 11836 that you're all familiar with by now, and there's 17593, and I'm going to toggle back and forth from light to light. 11836, 17593, 11836, 17593, and one more time. There's 11836, and there's 17593. Okay, so hopefully by now you all have a really good idea of what the DX1 17593 is capable of and what it's all about. It's without a doubt the most versatile, I think, DX1 drop-in. I mean, you can set it from any lumen output you want, basically within its range. So, but to further drive home the point of just how dim this module really can get, I forgot I had a mini mag solitaire, and there you see it over there with the focused output, with the output set to focus, and it's a very faint little spot over here. There's your 17593. So, almost on a comical note, thanks again for sitting through it at this point, and I hope you guys find these reviews useful because I really enjoy shooting them and editing them. So, thanks again.